There is a legend surrounding the woods, the Mooncreek woods, of the monster that lives in the forest. The legend of the Mooncreek monster is as follows. Long ago, a group of travelers came to Mooncreek woods hoping to start a settlement. The group consisted of many young families and couples. They were ambitious, but reckless. Their supplies dwindled to nothing within the first 2 months. It said that the woods had a mind of its own, and when it saw these foolish people, it elected to eliminate them. And so, a merciless winter came swiftly, trapping the settlers in their aspiring town and reducing their population from 50 to 15. The remaining people were left with bitter cold and empty stomachs. Of the remaining, 7 went out to hunt, but were consumed by vicious blizzards. The snow never let up. 3 died from sickness, unable to nourish their bodies enough to recover. 3 froze, as skin and bone was not enough to warm them. And then 2 remained. One saw no hope and refused to let starvation bring him to death, so he called death himself. The last was a cowardly man, who could not bring himself to that. Instead, he conceded to survive at any cost, so he found nourishment in the only thing left at his disposal, his fallen companions. But this atrocity took a higher toll than he ever imagined, for the man began to lose himself, lose his mind, lose his humanity. His skin became so dry that it cracked like decades-old bones. His fingernails grew long and his teeth sharp. His voice, shriveled from lack of use, transformed into a rough, strangled scream. His face mutated into something that could only be imagined in one's nightmares. And he morphed into something inhuman, something monstrous. In Mooncreek woods he remains, the forest haunted by the monster it created. Most don't even believe he exists, but deep down, they all know. They felt his presence in the woods. As there he waits for people to wander into his woods, and every so often, the beast will snatch them up and add them to his store to ensure that he will never be hungry again.
Here we are in Mooncreek Woods, home of the infamous Mooncreek monster. A creature so terrifying,
non-existent.
Shh, Alex. So terrifying that our lives may be at peril.
The only thing peril right now is your credibility. You seriously believe all this junk? It's obviously this is a red shirt that's out of her mind.
Just because she's a little paranoid doesn't mean she's wrong. I mean, come on, we both knew Casey.
Not that well. She was always kind of a loner.
We both knew her well enough in high school to know she would do something so drastic out of the blue like this.
Yeah, I guess so. She didn't seem like a type of run off with her boyfriend.
Exactly. I mean, running off and eloping with her high school boyfriend without a word? Casey, I know, wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I guess it seems fishy, but she would really be going on this goose hunt just because a crazy woman told her? Like, there's no monsters.
So what, you think she got lost or something? Mauled by a bear? You know Casey's an experienced hunter. She's been in these woods dozens of times.
Yeah, but
There's only one logical explanation. Something must have got her. Something outside of the natural world. Something supernatural.
wow, the only logical explanation? You're starting to sound like Mrs. Richard.
Well, what's your theory? Enlighten me.
It's the boyfriend. Obviously, Mrs. Richard saw him go in the woods after Casey. He must have done something.
You're accusing Derek?
Yes. I never cared for the guy. He always gave me, like, bad vibes.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, you must have felt it too.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit.
It's more possible than your monster story.
Did you hear that? Yeah. Seriously, you hear that, right?
Yeah. I'm not
rustling. I can hear it. Do you think it could be...
It's probably a squirrel. Or a bird.
Okay. Just keep walking. Alex!
There's nothing to be afraid of.
What the frick was that?
I can't believe that. Whoever's there, come out!